listen, all right, Diddy don't have no record. So that's the best thing. So you think your lawyer is working for you in the system? Your record is the best thing that could really, really work for you. That give your lawyer something to work with when you ain't got that much of a record. Now he could work. They could work some magic. You probably could be guilty of something, and they could work around some stuff if you ain't got no record. So Diddy's record is what's working the best for him right now. His lawyer can't even work as fast as that could be. So that's already known. We know he ain't got no record. So that's speaking well. We in the feds. They dealing with
mitigating circumstance. You know
what I'm saying? We dealing with the feds. So they deal with this higher record. All of these things are all factors. But even though he got acquitted of the higher and the harsher charges, these two charges ain't light though too. Don't think that these is light. They just the light out of those three things that happen. Yeah. These charges is still real. Some people get rocked. They could go to reference, like you said, other cases to show you other standards of what people got and things like that. Or they could do a bunch of things. You know what I mean? But it's just basically up to the judge. How the judge feels depends on Diddy's probably speech, because you get a chance to probably speak before sentencing and all these things too. So maybe what you say, the accountability that you take, things that you plan on doing. You got 4 daughters on earth right now. You won't want to leave no
all of that is weighed. Yep.
You need to go into all that. You need to go into the tears and the fears and all of that. You know what I mean? All of these things might help you. Who knows if it will, but who knows?
Okay, let me do this for y'all.
Hold on, real quick. I want to just take a quick commercial break. As you guys have been seeing throughout this show, I am putting up the YouTube channels of all the people that are on the panel. If I don't have your channel, please let me know if you're actually broadcasting on your channel too. But I want you guys to please support these channels. Okay, we have Watching the World 777. We have my channel, DJ Genesis Detroit. This is a combined effort of different people that are coming together to discuss this. We have Diddy Said It. We have Uda on the Go. And then we have Calvin Johnson. They won't let me out. And if anyone else is broadcasting on their channel, please let me know. Watching the World 77. Please like and please go to those channels and please subscribe. Show your support. If you are in Texas and you need an attorney, please go and check out his website, theywon'tletmeout.com. And I just wanted to give that quick little commercial break, and we're back in it. So let's go.
Okay, let's do one thing real quickly first. And I know we got to go to that girl Henny because we hadn't had her in yet, and then we'll go to we'll go back to Queen for a second, and then we'll go to Mel because we got to get Mel back in here. I'm gonna explain something to you. Typically, after the scheduling conference, which has already happened, within 7 to 14 days, the court orders what we call a PSR. A PSR is a pre-sentencing recommendation. And what happens in the week 3 and 4, the third week and the fourth week after the scheduled conference, and that scheduling conference has already happened, Combs will do an interview with the U.S. probation officer. So when my client has been pleaded guilty or already found guilty, within 3 to 4 weeks, I sit down with a federal probation officer. That probation officer will go through your whole life story. They'll go through how far you went in school, what your businesses are, what you've been doing with your life. Do you have any substance abuse issues? Have you ever been addicted to any drugs? Do you have a continuing drug problem? Do you have any medical issues that you want to know? Are there any mitigating factors in your upbringing? Who your mom is, your dad is, how you were raised, how far you went in school, how educated you are? And within 60, 75 days, they file a PSR. So 5 to 10 weeks, the PSR is collected, as well as the victim impact statements are collected. And then what happens is the PSR is handed to the defense and it is handed to the state. And then what happens is during the PSR, they will come up with a number. And the federal probation officers will say, we see it as a level this, and this sentence should be here and here. And then both sides were going to say either A, that's too high, that's too low, or that's about right. And within 60 to 75 days, they file what we call objections, which means if they don't like what's in that PSR, they don't like the offense level and the point level, they argue about that. And then they do that. And then what happens is they file what we call a sentencing memoranda. A sentencing memoranda basically is we're going to say, hey, we know the PSR says that he is at a level. I'm just going to use that example. The PSR says he's at a level 14, but if I'm the state, I want him at a level 21, 24, 27, and we feel like he should get these many points. And the state, and then The defense says, no, we feel like he should be a level lower than what even they filed, and he should get this many points. And everybody makes their arguments based off of case law, people that are similarly situated, other cases, what they've done in that particular circuit. Those things they're happening. And so after that, the judge will do what they call a sentencing hearing. And in that sentencing hearing, you could have Mr. Combs come up, he can testify. He can have people testify on his behalf. They file what they want as a sentence. He can bring in his mother if he wants to, his maid, his brother, his best friend. He can bring people up there, testify on his behalf. And also the government can bring up the alleged victims up there, alleged victims or whatever. They could testify how they were affected, or the government can bring other experts up there to testify why they think that Mr. Combs should get more time. And then what happens is the judge in October 3rd will give a sentence down. And within 14 days of that sentencing, a notice of appeal has to be filed. So let's say I'm Mr. Combs and they go in there, and let's say I've already served 12 months and they just give me 2 or 3 years. I might go, you know what, man, I can cut some time off by taking a drug program. I'll be out here in 10, 12 months. I'm going to go ahead and ride it out. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Or let's say they give him too much time and he says, man, judge, you went outside the sentencing range that the point system says, even though they're advisory, I don't think I was treated properly. So I'm going to file an objection to the sentence. Right. I'm going to file an appeal to the sentence, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to ask for less based on the fact that Jimmy did the same thing I did, or Elliot did the same thing I did, and he got less. And so that's what they can do. And then typically that appeal process can last anywhere from 12 to 18 months. And so the reason why I say what I say is because let's say they go in and let's say Mr. Combs, they give Mr. Combs, he's already served 11 months, 12 months. Let's say they give him 30 months. Mr. Combs might look at it like, you know what, man, they gave me 30 months, right? Why am I going to try to appeal this? Because I'm going to spend all this money trying to do that. I might not hear back. I might not get a decision from a year from now. During that time, he is not going to let me go home. He's already told me not to let me go home. So I'm just sitting here. Why don't I just do my last 12 months? I only got 18 more months to go. Let me take this program. I can go a year, be home. I can be done with it. I can put this behind me so I can focus on the other fights in my life. So that's why I'm saying there's a lot we can go here. But remember, everybody, the judge can do what he want to do. All of this, he can't go above. No, when you have a federal judge, that's why those federal judgeships are so important. Man, those guys have a lot of leeway. I'm gonna give you let me give you an example of how much leeway they have. If I'm in state court and I got a federal court, if I'm in state court and I got a federal court hearing, and let's say I've been waiting in state court for this trial to go for a whole year, and I've been in federal court 3 months. Guess where I got to go first? I got to go to federal court. So if a federal judge tells me, leave a state court and come to me right now, the state judge can't say a damn thing. They have to bite, they have to grin and bear it, and I go to the federal court. That tells you the level of power that they have as a federal judge. So that if you think that somebody's going to go and tell them how much they can sentence him to, when the maximum says 10, they can go 10 if they want to, but of course they're not going to go 10. But let's say they go 5, when literally he should have been looking at 2.5 or 2. They can do that because those guidelines are advisory. So those federal judges have a lot of power. And I'm not advocating for Mr. Combs to get more, but if I'm Mr. Combs' lawyer, I'm going to say, hey, man, we feel like you're right here because anybody who did what you did, they're right here. And we're going to argue like hell that you get this amount. But I also have to tell Mr. Combs, hey, man, we got to watch this guy. He's had 3 times to let you go home. He hasn't let you go home. He seemed like he was going to let you go home. And then all of a sudden he come back and he didn't let you go home. He got rid of the juror we liked. I got to make sure that I start paying attention to that as my client. Man, Mr. Combs, you got to watch out for this one. Be careful now. He really only supposed to go at this amount of months, but don't be surprised if he goes a little bit above that. So I have to tell him that. And to be honest with you, if you're asking me what my expectations are, my expectations is he may not give the government everything that they want as far as going to 53 to 61, but I think he's going to give the government some of what they want. I don't see him giving Mr. Combs a minimum and let him go to the house that day. Now, if he does that, then I'm wrong. But based on all the cues that I've saw to this point, I don't think that that's going to happen. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. There's a reason that I'm saying what I'm saying. And if anybody disagrees with me, it's okay. I'm okay with that. It's just that I'm not going to change my opinion based on what somebody here tells me, because I have to go on what I've learned for the last quarter century. And I'm going to trust it.
And not only that, I feel like, I mean, that's not even a defense that you really got to fight, because if there's anybody out there that's been through the criminal and the justice system and have been sentenced and they sat on that side, they already know it's when it's up to the judge, he can go to maximum, he can go to minimum, he can go to middle. It's all about what he decides. But if they've been in jail before, or they've been found guilty, or just went through the process, they're going to understand where you're coming from.
Exactly.
Agree with that totally, but you know
Now
what?
I have a question.
I just think Diddy.
you,
I just say
Calvin.
this about Diddy.
Okay.
Say about Diddy, right? If the judge,
When Udo's done, you can come up. Sorry.
Diddy beat a whole RICO and he beat the harshest charges, right? You would think he probably could get bail. He doesn't get bail. So why would they not give him bail and then give him the lesser of the charges of the time? Why would if you know that they're gonna give you, if they know that they're about to give you basically probably the lesser of it, then why not give you a bail? So since they're trying to hold on to you so tight, that's what makes me kind of lean maybe that he won't get the 2. He may get a 5 or something like that. You never know.
That's common sense. That's why I was trying to tell the people the other day, and I got people jumping down my neck about it. And that girl Henry, you got a question? I think you were getting ready to ask something. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was. Hey, everybody on the panel. So I don't know if y'all can hear my background. I'm actually in my little studio, so that's the rain coming down. But my question is, now I'm here and looking up and trying to figure this out for myself, because you know I like to read and research. Is it possible that behaviors that were acquitted could actually be added into this as well, Kelvin?
It can. And see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Some of the behaviors in terms of like, let's say when he kicked Cassie, even though he hasn't been found guilty of that, the judge can't consider that, because what people don't understand when it comes to sentencing, it's convictions and prior bad acts. And what I try to tell people, prior bad acts are things that you have kind of been accused of, like hitting Cassie, or setting a car on fire, or some of the other things. I'm not saying they're going to use that, but I'm just saying they could use your prior behaviors or bad acts in your sentencing. The government can use it, and the judge can consider it. And some people go, "Oh, judge can't consider that." Well, how are you going to tell the judge what he can and can't consider it?
Right.
He can go ahead and just say, he ain't got to tell you he's considering it. He can just think about it and use it anyway. And so I try to tell people, you got to be extremely careful when it comes to these sentencing guidelines, because I've had people go under the guidelines and I've seen situations where they went over.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I wanted to discuss with all of y'all, just a little something that has come across my mind, especially when it comes down to the sex trafficking. I know we're all used to the horrific stories of things, people being locked up and people being, you know, restrained and withheld. And as far as everyday people, if you go to Cornell Law and look up what the definition of trafficking is, yeah, this is very dangerous for all of us, because it doesn't have to look like that according to definition. And even if a person doesn't consider themselves a victim, the law can consider them a victim. So yeah, all of this flew out culture that we're into, yeah, you may want to rethink the way that you're doing things.
And y'all listen, that's why I try to tell people we got to really start adjusting our behavior, and we got to be extremely careful about, number one, our understanding of the system, and our understanding of our own private behaviors and the power that is set in the judiciary. You know, I was doing a show yesterday on another network, and I had the guy. There's a guy named Richard Miles here in Texas, and we have this thing called the Richard Miles Act. And what happened was this young man was convicted of murder based on some eyewitness testimony. When he got convicted, he couldn't afford the transcripts, and so he tried to order the records, and he couldn't get the records at the time of the trial that went on. And later on in life, he was able to get the records. And guess what he found in the records? What he found in the records was that an individual had called and told the police department that they know who committed the crime that he was accused of, that the person had bragged to them that they had committed the crime and said when they had done it, and they know who they were. And that the police department did not share that with the DAs, and the jury never saw this person's statement, or that statement was never investigated like it should have been. And Mr. Miles never knew about it and ended up doing 16 years. And so when I talk to people about this system and the power of the system and the power of this system that can be used against you, we have to be aware and we have to be careful that when it comes to people of color, even though Puppy's a millionaire, when it comes to people of color and it comes to poor people, there's a lot that can be used against you. And when they can use it, more times than not, they're going to try to use it. And so that's the background that I come from. And everybody has to understand now. I'm down here. I think I'm one of the few people in the South. I know Queens and Florida. But as far as Texas, Louisiana, man, it's a whole nother ball game down here. Like this is some of the worst criminal justice situations are in Louisiana and Texas. I argue, I'm telling you right now, I bet we got the crown.
I believe it.
We got the crown. And I'm in a movie where they convinced a mentally retarded person to confess to a crime he didn't commit, despite the fact that they picked up a white guy across town covered in blood. And the fact that my guy in the 1960s was mentally challenged and couldn't drive a car, and in the crime he would have had to drive a car 30 miles. His family was scared to let him even use public transportation, much less drive a car.
Why do you think that is, Calvin? Why do you think that is between those particular states?
Because you know why? Because they have a history of racism. They have a history of injustices.
But you know, South Carolina was the head slave state. So they skip in states like that and move over to the West. And I don't know, that's kind of, that's something.
Well, South Carolina is predominantly
South
black.
Carolina is closer to the north. When you in Texas, you got to go through Mississippi, Alabama, you go all the way down here, and it gets to Texas and it's worse. I mean, I have a man in the movie that I'm in. He literally did 43 years in a mental institution, right? They actually dismissed the case that they arrested him for 7 years into his incarceration and put him in a mental facility for the last 35 years. And they never told his family that the case had been dismissed. They just left him, or they didn't even notify his family. So I want you to understand, we're in Texas. Those are some of the things that have happened here in Texas. And I'm telling you right now, with the way the criminal justice system is going, and the way that we have these MAGA folks out here, and the way that some of the criminal justice situations are going, if we're not careful, we're going to go back in time.
So Calvin, so if that's the case,
Wait,
then
hold on.
what can happen? Like what boots can be on the ground? Like what can happen to start breaking that bond and breaking this cycle? What can we do? Like, I know we talk about it and we definitely see it in numbers. Like, what is it that we could do?
What we need to start doing, number one, is we have to continue to protest, but we got to protest with purpose. And then we got to make sure that the people we elect are going to actually legislate. And when I say actually legislate, man, put up bills that are going to get passed, that are going to cut some of this stuff out. Like the Richard Miles Act, like the guy that I had on one of my shows yesterday. Richard, there's an act named after him. And when I do a plea in Texas, I got to sign, the state has to sign off, and I got to sign off that I've seen the discovery, that they've seen the discovery, and I've shared the discovery with my client. And then if anything else comes up, then I have to tell my client that it's there and that the state has to agree to move it forward to us and let us know. They have to shoot us an email and let us know additional information was added. And
right.
so
No surprise. Yeah.
No surprise.
Right. So right quick, I wanted to because Zion has been very patient and waiting for his time to talk. Welcome to the panel, Zion. What did you have something that you wanted to add to the
Thank you. Yeah. I absolutely agree. With Attorney Calvin. There's those mitigating circumstances. Now, when we talked about like Texas is really bad. I'm a father's rights advocate, and I have a lot of people who come to me from Texas, even with a lot of Bible Belt states. You're a conservative, and we have a lot of those issues with race and stuff because of the historic, background and culture of the people. Especially in South Carolina. I lived in South Carolina for about nine years in Charleston, South Carolina, right by the slave, the slave auction site. Okay. So and it was crazy over there. It's one of the reasons why I went back home. But with Texas, even with the mothers and fathers, the disposition of 50-50 custody and all of that stuff, they're very much, I would say draconian in that sense, you know? So I absolutely agree with you when it comes to that, because I'm just from my side of seeing, even white fathers, 90% of all my followers on my father's rights page are whiite. Okay.
Exactly.
The brothers are getting custody and getting 50-50. The white guys are the ones who are crying. I'm sorry.
I'm being honest with you, because a lot of us now, we understand the importance of fighting for our kids. Right. And we understand that we must fight the system. But I'm going to tell y'all this, look, because when we do our streams, it's been running past the 2 hours. I'm going to let y'all know at 4:15, me and Mel are going to take the last 5 minutes. And so if we have other comments, who's up next, we're going to go ahead and get maybe 1 or 2 more people. But at 4:15, we stopping. Me and Mel are going to close out our last 5 minutes because I got to do some other things. And what we are going to do, y'all, I want everybody on this page listening. Me and Mel are going to continue to do this Sunday. We're going to probably grow this. We might even go a little longer in the future. But we appreciate, number one, that you guys are coming on with us. We value your opinion. We want to share our users with you, and we want you to share your users with us because we want to help each other.
Yes, sir.
But at 4:15, we're going to stop, and me and Mel are going to take the last 5 minutes to talk about what we're going to be doing moving forward. And who's next? I want to get somebody else on.
I want to just finish one thing with what you just said, and I'm totally on board with this. I think that and I spoke with DJ Genesis about this recently about the true crime, and we don't have to just cover black issues. Look at what just happened with the Preppy Party murder trial. It was the same exact. Well, I would say that the white guy was in more of a defensive position because he cut 4 people and killed 1 out of 5, and he just got. And did he just get off for self-defense?
Yeah, he did.
Did he just get off, y'all?
And that's one thing we got to start thinking about. And I had somebody say this to me. I used to. I was a clerk one summer during my second year of law school for a guy named Clifton Jessup. And Clifton Jessup was a partner at this law firm called Patton and Boggs. And he had worked with the federal government. He had worked in different places. He was one of the few African-American partners at major law firms that were African-American males. And he said, we can't do what they do, how they do it. And when he said it to me, he said it in that James Earl Jones voice that he had. And it stuck with me because we have to understand as brothers and sisters that we're going to be held to a higher standard when certain behaviors and certain things happen. So I wanted everybody to do that. But listen, I don't want to cut y'all off, but right now it's about 4:13 and we got to shut this down for now because I got some other stuff we got to do. But listen, we're going to be here next Sunday. We want y'all to come back. I'm going to drop everybody else off right now. But listen, y'all, we're going to do this again next Sunday. We want all of y'all to come back and rock with us.
And listen, real quick, what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the other cases. We didn't
Yes,
get
we're
to quite
and
get
what
the Carmelo
what
Anthony case, which is really hot right now. Things going
yeah,
on.
what me and Will are gonna do, we're gonna drop everybody off the screen right now, and we're gonna talk about where we might be going next. Of course, we're gonna continue to talk about Diddy up into the sentencing, but we're going to probably transition into talking Carmelo Anthony. And so, Mel, go ahead and talk about what that's going to look like and what we're going to be doing.
So when it comes to Carmelo, first off, I want to say shout out to the individuals that came on today. I appreciate everybody that hit the like button. As far as T Lounge, that girl, Henny, Uda, myself, we were in the courtroom pretty much every day. You guys always should pull up. I think we're going to be going probably to the same trials going forward. So I appreciate that. Now, as far as the next trial on deck, it's going to be Young Thug's brother, which is going to be in September. His name is Gregory King, so I'll be covering that RICO. And then after that, we're going to cover Carmelo Anthony. I'll be down in Texas with Calvin. We'll be covering the case hands on deck. I'm pretty sure most of you guys will be there as well, too. So that's what the landscape looks like for the near future. Obviously, we're going to cover Luigi Mangione, be in court every day for that as well.
Yeah, so and I'll tell y'all the deal with the Carmelo Anthony case, that I know his current attorney, Mike Howard. I've done some work with him before. He's an excellent attorney. The judge, John Works Jr., believe it or not, I actually have a relationship with him because I actually did after my third year of law school, I did some clerking for him for a week. And he is considered to be actually one of my mentors. So when I first started practicing law, he actually took me out to Collin County, introduced me to everybody, and introduced me to the judges and to the prosecutors out there, and showed me the ropes when I very first got started. So I'm extremely thankful to Mr. John Works Jr. And he is the judge who has been assigned the Carmelo Anthony case. Now, I'm not getting any special favor in this courtroom, so I don't want anybody to think that, but I know him, and I know that he's very no nonsense. He's a very fair judge, and he's very, very common sense. Like, he's not going to play any games. He's not going to play any of these internet games with folks, and he's not going to just have anyone doing all this craziness in this courtroom. So he runs a very organized, detailed courtroom. He's going to run a very organized and detailed trial. And so I'm looking forward to everybody continuing to rock with us and continuing to grow with us. It ain't just about us. We want all y'all to grow. You know, I always try to tell people, me and Mel have this thing, like, for us to win, you don't have to lose. We both can win. So we want y'all to continue to rock with us. Anybody that's watching this stream, continue to watch the show with us, continue to watch us. And when it comes to me personally as an attorney, like I said, I've addressed this several times on this stream, man. Hey, look, I'm definitely keeping my cool about anything that has happened in the past, and I have no ill will against anybody who said something about me in the past. But at the same time, and I worked hard to get here. This has not been a joke for me. I've really busted my butt in terms of working in the courtroom. I've been doing legal and law-related stuff since I was, basically 13, 14 years old. I mean, even the high school that I graduated from was law-related. And so, and the guys that have mentored me, the guys that I have done work with, the guys who have shown me the ropes are some real legal heavy hitters that have done some things in this world, have done some things in this life. And so I share my legal opinions with you. But at the same time, you're free to disagree with me. But when you come on our channel, when it comes to me and Mel, please understand and be respectful in the comments, and be respectful in the comments that you make toward us, because what I try to tell people is, hey, man, look, I want to respect you. And if you're 40, 45, 50 years old, and you don't have the common sense to come on our page and be respectful as you're talking to us, then you're not somebody that I'm going to engage with. I'm not going to waste my time talking to you, because I have a lot more to lose than just a public podcast. I have a reputation. I still have to represent people in court, and I'm the lawyer. I'm the one that who people hired, that I got to keep my cool, because I got somebody's life in my hands. It ain't about me. It's about them. And then you got to always put your client above yourself. And that's the thing. I want to make sure that I share this with everybody, because, things got a little sideways in one of our other streams. And I want to make sure that people definitely understand that because I got to be honest with you. Yeah, you know, somebody almost took me there, but I kept my cool. But at the same time, Mel got me because I've been doing this 25 years almost. Mel got me because he knows my background. Y'all have to understand the high school that I even went to was law related. One of my first jobs was at an intern. I'm the truth when it comes to this. Listen, I started out in the mailroom of a law firm back when I was a young man, when I was 16 years old. And then when I was 18 years old, I worked at another firm for a summer where the paralegal there, I worked in the mailroom and she was a paralegal at this big firm. Do you know who my paralegal is now? She's my paralegal now because she's retired and she works from home, but she works for me now. So I've had a full circle moment upon which where the person that was my paralegal when I worked in the mailroom now works for me. So, man, I put some real work in. And Nipsey got a song called You Ain't Did None of This. Go listen to it. You ain't did none of this. I mean, I have really grinded. I've really worked. I mean, I busted my butt. I come from the hood. I went to a private university and I went to a private law school when my parents basically raised me up in the projects of Dallas. So I've been able to go to heights that most people can't even get to through my hard work and the blessings of the Lord. So I'm going to respect everybody in the chat. I respect everybody on this panel. Queen, Mel, Uda, that girl Hennessy, DJ Genesis. We're going to sign off. I'll see y'all next Sunday. I love y'all. Can't wait to see y'all again. And like, we're going to run these numbers up, everybody. We're going to have everybody in America watching us. Let's go, Mel. Let's go. Let's get it done, big dog.
Thank you for having me up, everybody. I appreciate it. I love everybody up on this panel. Uda, Mel, Kelvin, Queen, you Kelvin and Queen, y'all new. DJ Genesis, y'all are new to me, but y'all are growing a space in my heart as well. And I don't say that to everybody. I just want to say I respect how everybody respects everybody's opinions up here. This grown folk conversation. So
exactly, y'all. I love all y'all, and we'll rock out next week, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., depending on what part of the country you in. Y'all take care. Let's go.
Make sure y'all supporting these people. Support Mel's channel. I want y'all supporting it. You see how we streaming it. This is what we building. What we building is a system of support, man. From the panels to the chat, everybody supporting everybody. That's what I do on my channel as well. And this is what we all about, man. Us building with each other is gonna make it all happen. It's gonna bring it all together. And we supporting each other. We're not letting nobody violate our sisters. Our sisters ain't letting nobody violate us. We jumping out the window. We doing all that. So don't mean nothing because ain't nothing fair. So we packing you up. Just know what happened.
Exactly.
Packing you up. Remember look with the Diddy. Remember when Beyonce Nash and Kerry Morgan jumped on his back? Yeah, son. We jumping on your back, homie. Just
and y'all better know it. Y'all better know we don't have to come here and over defend ourselves, Calvin. Guess what? Going forward, when you said it once, you already know what it is. You don't have to keep repeating and all of this. If they don't believe and don't trust, and guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna stay in the chat and they're gonna keep running our numbers up, aren't they? We're passionate because when you go to talk about Carmelo Anthony, y'all gonna see the beast.
Exactly. That's what we're gonna do. And listen, y'all, I love y'all. I want y'all to understand it's therapy for me, man, because I'm gonna be real with you. The old Calvin, about 5 years ago, I might have crashed out, but I can't because you know what? Growth comes with experience, and then we all must grow. But I'm 50. I just turned 53 years old 2 Saturdays ago, and I'm blessed to make 53 because everybody don't even make 53.
What's that birth? What day is that?
June 28th.
Okay, cool. My birthday was before that, June 21st. So my birthday.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly, y'all. But listen, let me get on off. I love y'all. Y'all take care. See y'all next week.
Wait. Yes. Before you go.
Yes.
You ain't got to worry because you got crash out kings and queens up here that'll do the work for you, okay?
What
you must not have watched one of my streams because I go in and go off, okay?
And then
you ain't got to do it. We will.
When I start talking, you know, I go to talking, I go to stumping with these heels. I say they better not let me start showing the heels I got on.
And you know what? I'm glad. You know what? That means I got about 3-4 more sisters that's ready to do it because I got 3 sisters. I have 3 real sisters. And y'all don't want no smoke with them. I mean, they handing out Swisher Sweets. They're not playing.
Okay, so stop having to confirm it. You don't have to confirm no more after the day. That's done. Let them say what they want to say. Our chat gonna get them up out of here.
All right, you know, Queen. I just had to give my stats. You know what I'm saying? Right. I done averaged 35 for 10 seasons straight. I'm good.
And listen, guys, if you guys have any shows that you're thinking of that you probably even want covered in this live, please hit up I am Mel Smith. Hold on, let me bring it up. Please hit him up, and if there's something that you think that should be worthy of covering, please hit him up on his IG, and we'll go over it. We'll source it over, and this is gonna be the legal place where we talk about the things that are happening in our community when it comes to legal cases. I believe that we don't have a space like this where we actually go over the things, and then you get to learn from like a legal professional, and hopefully more legal professionals. We get to really talk about what to do, and what to do. You get pulled over, what's going on, why did this happen, why did this happen, so
we're gonna do some of the basic stuff later on, y'all, but I gotta get going because I gotta go get my workout shit, keep myself right.
Gotta get right, brother.
I'm gonna take care of y'all, man. Y'all take care, man. Great stream. See y'all next week.
Next week, brother.
All right. Peace, guys. Peace.